Alright guys, today we got another repair video. This is a 2009 Ram 2500 and it actually came in last week, and this left rear window was stuck halfway down, and I was able to jump it and get it up for the customer and order a part. And I've had so many of these in here. This is such a common problem. The first thing that you want to do is check in this rubber boot for broken wires. And you got to get a pick or something like that to get this rubber pulled away. And I'll show you why they have such a problem with these. See, they clip this plug right in the door here. So as this door opens and closes back and forth like this, these wires can't flow in and out of this B-pillar like they should. And they just constantly bend back and forth where they finally break in half. And this is what I found. Only one wire is still together and it's cracked. It's getting ready to break. So there's no way that this rear speaker's working. There's no way the door lock's working. And honestly, he said that the window just quit without warning, and I don't even understand how that's possible, because there's 3 window wires going back here, up and down from the driver's switch, and a constant power to this switch. So I don't know how it didn't, like, at least when these were breaking, work sometimes and sometimes not. I don't know, but then there's little clips right here. You can unclip this, and we have to go to this side to get this one there. So we're lucky that this is still available from the dealer. And we're just going to squeeze this and unplug it. So we're going to change this harness, this whole door harness. I've got one here from the dealer. There's your part number right there. So this one, the dealer told me these are getting to where you can't even hardly get them anymore. So luckily this harness was still available. Because see, if you solder all these back together and this door opening and closing like that, it's not going to last. It's just going to break again. So when they're not available, I say what we're going to have to do is just get as much of this wire out as we can and cut all these and just eliminate this plug and solder longer wires between them. Just match the colors. That way this plug's not clipped in the door and the wires can actually flow back and forth the way it should. But this harness wasn't cheap. It was $263, but the customer said he wanted it fixed right. So we're going to do it. So let me get it set up on a tripod and we'll get this door panel off and get this harness switched out. Okay. First thing we're going to do is there is a Torx bit. This is a T40. I already checked it. Up inside this handle, we're going to take this door handle off. The door handle's got to come off before we can get the door panel off. I'm just going to unscrew it until the door handle comes off. Because I want those threads to be really close to starting again when we go to put it back in. So I'm going to leave it just like that. So that's what you're going up in to get that out. Then we got a pretty good sized Phillips screw here. And we've got two small Phillips screws down here. I'm not going to start prying on this window switch bezel till we get it off and see how it's held in there, because I don't see anything obvious. And I'm pretty sure on this door you just pull up on it. Remember, always try that first before you pull out on it and break clips. And then this thing did just pop right out, so that's good. So we'll unplug it. Set this over here. And we're going to get this moisture barrier off. We'll go ahead and take this speaker out rather than pulling it from behind it. It's got to come out anyway to unplug it. Plug it back in. So that looks like it's 3 Phillips screws. And it's just got a little tab that you squeeze and unplug. And I always put the speaker screws on the speaker magnet so we know where they went. And it's behind the door handle. I don't really want to take that off, so we're going to work around it. And I always like to take a picture. There's some more of that stuff stringing. I always like to take a picture of the harness so I can see where it's all at. So let's do that. And then just take note that, like, it's got a push pin right here from the inside. And then it comes down. And it goes over this way. I'm assuming that's towards the window motor. We'll probably have to get in there and unplug the window motor. And then we're coming up here. We've got push pins. And then this goes all the way back to the door latch right here, and hopefully I can get it unplugged. So I'm going to take a couple pictures. Okay. Now, I'm just going to push this in, push it all the way into the door. Then we got to get this push pin out. Some of them are tough. Okay, I'm going to need to get back here. All right. And this window motor plug has a clip in it that needs to be pushed over. Just happens to be a screwdriver sitting right here. It's got a gray, one of those slider clips that we've got to get slid out. Hold on, I think I might have to get a little mirror to look up in there. So let me pause it. Okay, I actually looked at this and it slides back. I'm used to them sliding out sideways, but this one slides back, so if all else fails, look at the new one. Let's see if we can get it to slide back. Actually, it came all the way off and fell down on the door. So now we should be able to squeeze it and get it off of there. Now, we can pry these off. Well, they sure got it retained on there. Now, hopefully we don't have another thing to unlock on this one, because it's real hard to get to. I don't see one on there. Well, again, let's look at this. Okay, it's got one right here that we squeeze. Let's see if I get my fingers on it. It's on the inside. It's on this side of the door, and there's not much room to get your finger between there. No, there we go. I had to push in on it while I was squeezing this and pulling out. So there's the old harness, and there's your problem. They put that plug right there in the B pillar, and all that bending back and forth just breaks all the wires. So there's that one. See if I can remember how to do this without looking at any pictures. Then you just pull this back through till it the rubber gets all the way clipped in a little around the metal. Now there's our speaker. Remember, this one went right here. This push pin. And we had one here. And the motor plugged in. Push that little lock on. I went across here. Pretty sure one was up here. I am going to have to look at a picture. I think it's this one. Yep. This one here. And this one here. And we went across this way. Came all over here and clipped again. And we'll go and plug this in. Remember, it don't have a lock on it. Well, I better get that phone. Hold on a second. Okay, that was a breath machine customer. He's wanting to actually get a second breath machine, put on another truck and have pay for two of them. I've only ever had one customer do that before. Okay, speaker. The driver's door does this on these trucks too, but for some reason it seems like it's this left rear one that always does it first. Like I said, they're discontinuing a lot of these harnesses, so they're not even going to be able to be available to get. So we're just got to eliminate this plug altogether and solder extra length in there and just let wires flow back and forth through there like they should have been in the first place. Okay, before we go any further, let's try it out. You know what else you got to do, guys? You got to plug the main one in. Got ahead of myself, but I'm not going to flip it all the way back in the door yet. He had a bunch of tape up there, had that taped on, it was stuck. Let's see. I gotta turn the key off for the door locks to work. Yeah. They won't lock with the key turned on. Probably won't even work with it in the ignition, but okay, it all seems to be working. So now we can go ahead and just clip this back in its place. It's already got the rubber on it. There it is. This didn't come all the way quite through, so I'm going to have to massage that out of there. I'll finish that up here in a little bit. Let's get the door panel back on. Not easy to hook all those hooks at the same time. But I think it's on there. Put this big screw back in. Put the two small ones on the bottom. I'm assuming there's supposed to be a reflector clipped in there that's missing. So this really didn't take any time at all, so you can order that from the dealer and do it yourself. Don't let them scare you to death on a price. You see how long it took. Not very long. Let's just turn the key on and try it from this switch. Just make sure it works from both directions, or both doors. And it does. I'll finish getting this rubber pulled all the way through here, and we're done. So you saw how easy that was. The part's expensive. If you don't want to buy the expensive part, you can just cut and eliminate that plug and extend the wires. You can extend them all the way into the door, all the way into there, so you've got all fresh wire going through this tube. And that's really all there is. That's really be your only option when that's not available anymore. But that's all there is to it. If this window doesn't work, always check here first. And if there's nothing broken in this one, check the driver's door boot. But I would bet you 99% of the time it's going to be this one. So I hope this video helped you. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.